Top 10 Horror Movies of Netflix. Highly recommended these Hollywood movies vertical bar watch ZJ. In this video, we will provide the top 10 horror movies on Netflix, and believe me, when you watch these movies your mind will blow up because their story is very unique. I highly recommend that you have to watch this video till the end, otherwise you will miss some of the best VFX. Number 1. Inspired by Shirley Jackson's seminal 1959 novel, Hill House follows the turbulent history of the Crane family and their encounter with the titular haunted house. Expertly written by Mike Flanagan, get used to seeing that name, and featuring standout performances by Victoria Pedretti, and Kate Siegel. Midnight Mass, The Haunting of Hill House provides a terrifying and emotional update on a horror classic for the modern era. Just make sure you keep those tissues close.
We can end the curse. For Shady said.
Close. Number 2. Got a thing for slasher movies? Does the image of a scary knife-wielding maniac sound like it would add some excitement to your Friday night? Then the Fear Street trilogy is for you. With 3 stories set in different time periods, 1994, 1978, and 1666, the series follows in the tradition of horror staples like Scream, Friday the 13th, and The Witch. It also features one of the greatest on-screen kills of all time. Watch part 1, you'll know which one. All 3 are available to stream, so no need to wait years for sequels. One more note for the horror nerds out there, this trilogy is inspired by the famous Fear Street series of novels by R.L. Stine, creator of Goosebumps, so you can revel in that knowledge while you watch.
Thomas, your sister, she's gone.
Number 3. When Thomas Richardson arrives on a remote island off the coast of Wales in an attempt to rescue his kidnapped sister, he discovers something far more sinister is afoot. If you love the cult shenanigans of movies like Midsommar and The Wicker Man, Gareth Evans' Apostle should be next on your watch list. Starring Dan Stevens, Beauty and the Beast, and Lucy Boynton, Bohemian Rhapsody, Apostle includes some of the most unnerving violence, and an assortment of just downright bad vibes, presented in a beautiful yet chaotic manner. Weak stomachs need not apply.
But I'm having a very good time.
Number 4. From writer Issa Matsei, Cam follows the story of successful cam girl Alice Lola Ackerman, who discovers that her web account has been taken over by a sinister doppelganger. We're gonna be honest about this one, it got under our skin on multiple levels. Inspired by her own experiences working as a cam girl, Matsei paints a bleak portrait of a world hidden in plain sight. Absolutely haunting, expertly filmed, and with a story that will stick with you. Cam should be on every horror fan's radar.
Death be not proud, nor canst thou kill me.
Number 5. Did you know The Exorcist has sequels, and that one of them is actually very good? And it has ties to the original film? This sequel follows Lieutenant William F. Kinderman as he tracks down the Gemini killer, who seems to be going on a murderous rampage again. There's just one problem, the Gemini has been dead for years. What follows is an intriguing procedural with gruesome imagery, demonic possession. This is an exorcist film after all, and one of the most frightening jump scares of all time. The Exorcist 3 is not only a good sequel but also one of the most underrated titles in horror.
This morning it was announced that cameras would not be allowed inside the courtroom following arraignment, an unusual decision in a case that's already full of surprises.
Number 6.0. Hey, Mike Flanagan, nice to see you again. Just 1 year before his work on The Haunting of Hill House, Flanagan did what many believed impossible. He adapted Stephen King's novel Gerald's Game for the big screen. Flanagan rendered one of the most chilling interpretations of a story once thought to be unfilmable. Propelled to the next level by the one-woman show that is Carla Gugino, Spy Kids, Gerald's game proves that with enough talent and perseverance, incredibly complex stories can become haunting works of horror. Number 7. From Palme d'Or winner Julia Ducournau, Titan, Raw is an electric debut. Following vegetarian Justine Garance-Marillier, as she enrolls in a veterinary school notorious for hazing rituals, she's forced to eat rabbit kidneys and develops a taste for a particular kind of meat not sold in stores. Turning the cannibal and body subgenres on their heads, Raw explores sexuality, love, growing up, and primal instincts. If you want body horror movies to have a sense of depth and earnestness, Raw is the one for you. Number 8. Probably one of the most original horror films of the last decade, It Follows is a bombshell at movie-watching parties. The film depicts a murderous entity that, once sexually transmitted to you, won't stop following you until you're dead. Then, the process repeats with the person who gave it to you. Yes, you read that right, featuring one of the most outlandish concepts ever to be filmed, It Follows nails it in spades. Taking inspiration from John Carpenter films like Halloween, this movie will easily be one of the most frightening you've ever seen. Also, the soundtrack is a veritable masterpiece.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Barney Kinkle, the only person you're gonna scare is yourself.
Number 9. Do you remember Archie comics? The ones that serve as the foundation for the phenomenal Riverdale? Well, in 2018, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, one of the original Archie members, received her own, modern update. It could have gone in many directions, but what we got in the chilling adventures of Sabrina is a dark, horrific, satanic-inspired retelling of the Teenage Witch's exploits, filled to the brim with gore, teen drama and more than enough pentagrams and goats than you can shake a stick at. So make the room dark, light some candles and get the seance going.
We tend to dislike.
Number 10. Okay, we've come full circle with this one. This list begins and ends with Mike Flanagan's best, but what makes this one stand out are the complexities layered within the storytelling. From accurate portrayals of Catholic and Muslim ideologies, right down to the surprise reveals, Flanagan's newest series is fully loaded. Midnight Mass follows Riley Flynn as he returns home to Crockett Island. At the same time, a mysterious new priest takes over the island's church and seems to possess the ability to perform miracles. At once heartbreaking and horrifying, bleak yet hopeful, terrifying and comforting, Midnight Mass stands out among its contemporaries as being 7 hours of non-stop tension and wonder. It's a horror masterpiece that'll be talked about for years to come, so please, we're begging, don't skip out on this one.